What's up folks, Sim for the win here, and in this video today I hope to help you, the Hell Let Loose beginner, become a fierce competitor within the game. As a gamer who recently embarked on the journey into Hell Let Loose, I want to share some of the key takeaways which hopefully you will be able to take on board. If like me, you probably arrived at Hell Let Loose following many years playing Battlefield or Call of Duty, and no doubt you found the first battle in Hell Let Loose somewhat overwhelming. Don't worry, this is pretty standard in my opinion. But anyway, we will hopefully move on and get you a little bit more advanced and a little bit more confident and competent within the game. This video is aimed at providing an insight into my top takeaways that you can implement into your game to take your game to that next level and beyond. So let's do it, shall we? First of all, embrace the chaos. On an average game, you'll see around 35 to 40 people per team, artillery barges, strafing aerial machine gun attacks, and bombing patterns. So much going on at any given time. My advice really is to start with the basics. Jump on into an infantry squad. You can't go wrong there. However, do not start a squad on your own. If you do so, you will then automatically be designated the squad leader role. And that, my friend, as you're starting out there, is something that you don't really want or need right now. Next thing you're going to need to do is pick your role. I'd recommend starting as a rifle class, to be honest there. It's nice and straightforward there. You get a good strong weapon and it'll allow you to kind of really learn the ropes. As you move into some of the different roles within the division, there are a lot more tasks and a lot more responsibility there. You'll need to play a more key role, whereas the rifleman, you can really get into learn the basics. Additionally, there are some great weapons available to riflemen. If you're on the US forces there, you will have the option of the M1 Garand, which is a really brilliant weapon with boasting both really great accuracy and also a lot of power in there. Second key point is to join in with the communication. Join the voice chat. Don't be afraid. No one's going to bite you there. It's a great opportunity for you to get involved in the game in that next level. Say hello to your squad. Let them know that you are new, because your squad mates will be able to help you out endlessly and will be able to give you some guidance. And even without giving you information or telling you exactly what the next steps are, you'll be able to learn and pick up so much more from them that way anyway. You'll also be able to understand so much more and pick up a lot more tips just by listening to what they're doing as you're going through. Identify where your teammates are. They'll be the guys in green. Make sure you follow them and stick with them as a unit there, because then they'll become even more memorable. You get a lot more takeaways, and as they're talking to you over the radio, you can really kind of recognize what they're talking to and relate to it on the screen. Third point is to identify what a Gary and an OP is. A Gary or a garrison is a spawn point that will be dropped by your commander, and any member of your side can spawn at this point. It is the flag that looks like a bit of a circle with a dot in the middle of it. One key thing to remember about a Gary though is that it can be destroyed by an opposition. An OP on the other hand is an outpost. This is specific to your squad. Your squad leader will put this down somewhere, and this will be an area that you and your squad mates can spawn to. Ideally, it's going to be somewhere near to the vicinity of where you're currently attacking, so if you do die, you can get back into the battle as quickly as possible there as well. However, one key thing to note is that much like the Garys, this can also be destroyed by the enemy. All they have to do is run up to it and it will disappear. And crucially as well, when you look at the map there, if you see like a red glowing sign on top of the Gary or the OP, that means that enemy are near it. Now we want to be careful, because if you spawn into this area, into this outpost or Gary at the time, you may be spawning into someone who's standing about 10 feet away with you and will shoot you straight away. So you may spawn die straight away there. So you have to think about this practically. It may be that there are no other spawn points in the area and this is the only one. However, it may be if there are other opportunities, it might be a good opportunity to spawn into a nearby one, and so you can come and support your team rather than landing straight into some trouble. Next up is learning to navigate. Use the compass along the bottom of the display in the center here. That will give you your compass bearing at any time. You also, when you press M there, bringing up the map, that will give you your entire the playable area of the map, but in grid squares. So you can reference a grid square, be it E3, D4, G5, just so you can really locate where you are. This is particularly good when we are communicating with our team. You can point out to your teammates exactly where you are, exactly where any hostiles are, and what direction they may be moving in. Ideally, to do this, you want to point out what the enemy is. Is it a hostile infantry? Is it the vehicles? Is it a tank? So your squad leader and your squad are able to help defend or attack them appropriately. Jumping onto the radio and saying enemies over there isn't going to help anyone other than yourself. Next up, it's going to be getting to know the basics for defending or attacking a position. This is going to be very key to your squad and therefore your side as well, taking victory from the battle. What you want to be able to do there is, again, this also ties into navigation a little bit, is identifying and understanding whereabouts your enemy currently are on the map in relation to yourself and your team, and where they are heading to. So if you are in a defensive position, you want to understand where they're attacking from. You can do so by looking at the map there. For example, you may be able to see various areas on the map, various garrisons or OPs that are under attack or have enemies close. As we mentioned earlier on there, they'll have that red exclamation point. If they do have this, it's a great idea that it's a great indication that the team are going to be attacking from this location. When they do, if there's only say 1 or 2 garrisons, it's a safe bet that a majority of the team force are going to be coming from that direction. If you have many garrisons or OPs around a specific point or a sector, then you can almost assume that if everything else is okay, it's always going to be coming from that compass bearing. If that's the case, then we can understand and we can begin to attack that specific point. Similarly, if we are moving to an attack in the position, if we can see that based on the map that our teammates are all and our squads are all engaging the enemy along a specific location or a specific area around the map, then it's a fair assumption once again that we are in a direct fight with the enemy at that point. Maybe this is a great idea and an opportunity to learn and understand how we can flank around that point there. How do we move in the position to strategically outposition and outmaneuver the opposition here? Can we cut out some of the garrisons to stop them from being able to respawn? Can we flank them and attack them from a different angle as well there to weaken them and make them more vulnerable? It's really going to be crucial to your team's success to do this. Defending as well, like we always say, you want to be able to make sure that your team are all on the same wavelength here to attack at the same position, so that when we are able to identify where your team are being attacked from, let's try and figure out where the enemy's OPs and Garys are going to be coming from as well, because if they're unable to spawn from that location by us removing and destroying those points, then that's going to be a great location for us and a great opportunity for us to hold that point and then move forward. Now finally, remembering your TTK, your time to kill, is going to be a lot different to Battlefield or COD. Any single rifle shot to the torso is going to be the end of you. Any headshot is obviously going to be the end of you, and you'll hear that satisfying metal ting sound when you do take someone down, but you'll hear it again as well when you are the victim as well. So what this means is when it's a one-shot kill basis, that you need to identify your options when you're moving. You can no longer go gun-ho through a map like you would in COD or Battlefield. You have to be a little bit more strategic. So effectively, what you want to do is identify your best cover before you move to it. So you want to be alert. You want to avoid running through large, open, expansive areas, Rambo style. That's not going to get you anywhere other than straight into the ground. You want to be able to utilize the cover in the environment you have around you. Take note, for example, of any of the behaviors of your teammates as well. If anyone starts to duck or move to the side, they may well be going to seek cover from an enemy bombardment or incoming shot. Each map kind of has its own different structure and cover to take advantage of. Be it Carentan, where you're going to be looking to leverage all the buildings that move from building to building. Be it the hedgerows of Normandy, where you'll be leveraging the hedgerows, cutting through the hedgerows there, or the crops you can use to your advantage as well. Or if you're on Purple Heart Lane, you may be leveraging the dikes there full of water to wade through those, through the rushes undetected there. You need to use these to your advantage. It's not like you're going to be able to just run down the road to get to your next location. Additionally as well, listen out to the chatter coming over the radio there. Your teammates will be your allies here as always there. They'll be able to provide you with any clues and insights as to who and what is where on the opposition. Are there any hostiles closer? If someone gets taken down, quite often they'll tell you they've been taken down if they know what it was or where it was as well. So it gives you an idea of what to prepare for at the very least. And so effectively, folks, that is the very, very basic key takeaways for Hell Let Loose. If you start to accommodate these and learn how to develop from these here, it gives you a very basic foundation in which to grow. Hell Let Loose is one heck of an immersive game. It is fantastic. There are so many great players on there that you can really learn from by just being on the same server with, and really just embrace it is all I can say. That's all I've done. I'm loving every minute of it as well. I will be continuing to find any guides that I can to bring to help you, the rookie out here. If you have any suggestions or any questions, don't forget to leave those down below. If you have enjoyed this little tutorial, don't forget to hit the like button. And like I said, any comments, leave them down below. We'll be trying to stream at least once a week here on Hell Let Loose, and then also Battlefield, as well as we may well be checking out very shortly some of the new platforms as well. We're looking into Beyond the Wire there and Enlisted. So if you want to see some of those, let me know down below as well. Until next time though, I've been Sim for the win. I hope you have enjoyed, and we'll see you all in the next one.